Whatever happened? Remember back in the 90s? What was that line? You and Ben Weasel had a line of guitars. It was like GBX or GPC. And I remember I didn't buy one at the time. I was working at the radio station, and I would be there in the morning. And I was like, I don't know, they were like $295 or $350, something like that. And I was like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, now, trying to find those things whenever they pop up on eBay.
I'll be honest with you. The Joe Queer guitars, quite frankly, I was embarrassed by. They didn't play good. They were just cheap Korean heavy Strat things. I ended up giving mine away.
But they're still pretty. I mean, they're cool for collectors.
Yeah, they didn't get the color right. I was just really fucking bummed because I was like, if you're gonna do a guitar, let's get fucking like a good
something you
boutique dude getting the parts over here from Warmouth and U.S. whatever it is, you know, fender necks and replacement necks, and it was just some cheap fucking Korean thing. That's why Master or Genie at Sonic's always like, oh, GPC, and I'm like, you know, the Weaselwright's just a Korean fucking Mosrite. I can fucking show you a million guitars better than that. You know, they play okay, but nothing special. So anyway, I don't think you missed out on anything.
No, well, I mean, if you ever find one on eBay these days, though, they go for stupid money. Stupid money.
Well, it's like I got the studio and stuff, and like you see those old AKG D19s that the Beatles use, right, and they're cheap dynamics, like an SM57 or 58 now, and they go for $500 because the Beatles used them, you know, and they're nothing. They're certainly not worth $500 fucking bucks.
So that studio you got now, like you had one in New Hampshire, right?
I was working with Jim Tierney at the Electric Cave. Yeah, me and him were partners there, and then I moved to my own place, Monster Zero, and outside Atlanta. But the problem at Monster Zero was it was 42 miles north of the city, and it was too far out. Killer room, but we did some great projects. But I moved out of there, and then I'm working right in a place right in Midtown now, studio down there with some other guys that set up shit. I actually got the trailer out there with my new console and tape machine, so.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, like 1 mile from Little 5 Points and shit.
So that's where tomorrow's at the Star Bar. We're going down there. I've never been. It's been years since I've been to Little 5 Points.
Yeah, I live about a half a mile from there.
Is that like cool club?
Yes, we held out in the last tour. We could have played the Earl or some other place, but we were like, fuck, we held out to play Star Bar. It's a pretty fucking kick-ass place. I think the best club down there.
I emailed them, and I wanted to make sure that we'd be able to get in, you know?
Yeah.
They said,
I think it's going to be close to sold out.
She said, the lady, I was like, we don't want to drive like 3.5 hours. She's like, no, it's cool, come on down. I was like, oh.
Yeah, those bastards will tell you that. I get there on the earlier side.
That's what we're
yeah, if you can. I don't think you better show up at 9.
But
anyway.
Yeah, it does look
yes.
These are great.
Yeah, they really do work. Oh, sorry.
Somebody, like, you've been touring, you've been, like, if I'm correct, you're leaving it, you're going, Dangerous Dave.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing? This is the first time you've been here in Asheville.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite cities to play in around the world?
I like Rome, Milan, Sao Paulo.
Is that one CPA? Is that the one in?
That's in CPA was in Florence, Firenze. In
Italy,
you mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos off of that show.
Yeah. So we played there a couple times. Yeah, those are. I don't know. Chicago's always fun. San Diego actually is good. Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the tour. Sometimes, you know, one city is great one year and the next it's not so hot. But you know, Boston's always good. New York.
It was like, you know, in Orlando over the summer. Like you guys.
Orlando's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird show. Because, you know, it was at the Universal. Like the one before the Social, that one was so weird. Then the next night at the Social with the Riverdales, that was like the best show of all last year.
Yeah, that you know, that fucking those.
It was a weird
places.
vibe.
It's I know. We walked in like Lurch was at the hotel, so it's like, oh, okay, he'll be here in 10 minutes. So like, you know, it's gonna cut in on your stage time, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? Are we shooting a fucking rocket to the moon? Who cares if we start 5 minutes fucking late? That's the type of thing you know you're saying. It's like it sucked. I'm like, what are we doing here?
And then, so then it was the Social, and then like a couple nights later, remember it was you were in Charlotte at what the fuck's the name?
Milestone.
Yeah, you know, it's like Cracked In.
Yeah.
And I've seen good shows there, but that one, that was a tough one because that dude, you like had to nail that dude off the stage. There's just that one drunk dude who was just ruining everything. the whole night. Like, he just stood next to you the whole night and just screamed.
Oh, I think it was the kid Corey.
And, I mean, obviously, he was like, you know, he was loving every minute of it.
It was
you're
Corey.
Like, you're like, shut up, dude.
He's
like,
been kicked
eventually,
out of almost every show.
Eventually, you, like, just, I think, just elbowed him in the face or something.
Yeah.
Big tour schedule coming up. Is that right? Like, you're going to Australia? Is that right?
No, we leave Tuesday for Italy. And then we fly into Italy. We drive up to Switzerland for 3 shows or 4. I don't even know. And then we do 4 or 5 in Italy. And I think we do 4 in Switzerland and then 4 or 5 in Italy. Then we fly to Russia for a week and then 10 shows in the UK.
Crazy.
So,
Like, what do you do when you get home on your time off? Like,
just work in the studio, shit like that. Fart around with producing bands lately, you know. So.
So like a day in the life. A day in the life, you're just chilling. Not a TV guy.
We don't have a TV. I watch it on TV, but I mean online. But no, we just do. I get up, I go grab a coffee, I can go walk my dogs, and kick back, play online, or I go to the studio or something, produce bands. So.
Go man. I'll roll through these and get out of your hair.
No problem.
Asian Man, re-releasing all your back catalog. It was on the website the other night, and like most of them are already sold out already, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, they've been selling pretty good over there, so...
That's your purse, dude?
That's mine.
Nice.
We're in the middle of an interview.
Gucci?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So, re-releasing the back catalog. We saw you a couple other Asian Man bands, Interjection Jihad. They played with you down in Spartanburg, Ground Zero,
a
year or 2 ago. Those guys were freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That was like such a surprise.
And The Leftovers.
Are the Leftovers on Asian Man?
No.
No.
I think they're pretty much broken up. They've
They
been
were
fighting.
good. Riptides,
they were good.
Those guys were really good.
Yeah, we just got done with the Riptides, before Christmas. They were out with us for a month, and then we just played at 3 shows in Canada, and they played all those with us in the Apers. So.
Any bands you ever wanted to tour with, but never been able to?
Not really. Dick Dale, maybe.
Dick Dale.
Dick Dale. One time we used to get offered all these tours like Social D, Bad Religion.
They just played here a couple weeks ago.
No FX. And the booking agent's like in the Warped Tour, and she's like, you should go on these, it'd be good for the band. And I go, listen, there's only 2 bands that will open up for, Green Day and Dick Dale. Other than that, don't call me.
Dick Dale, I had a broke arm, and I was like in a sling like that, and he signed my, I got him to sign my thing, and I freaking lost it. But when you walk in my house, he signed the cover of the King of the Surf guitar.
Oh, right.
It's like 2 Sam, Surf's Up. I'm like, fucking Dick
guitars.
Dale.
Yeah, he signed my guitars. But we were playing with Dusty Watson, who I met when we opened up for Dick Dale one time out in Portland, Oregon. And so Dusty is like our 3rd stringer guy. He went to Japan last time with us. He might go this in April. And so that's how we got to know Dick Dale. Like, I got to meet him backstage. I actually played his guitar backstage.
When he played here, the big club is the Orange Peel.
Yeah.
It had just opened up.
Yeah.
And he came in with a wireless unit on. And he stood out in the middle of Biltmore Avenue, goes right through the middle of downtown, so everybody's inside waiting, and they're like, Dick, and you hear, and nobody knows where he is, and he comes walking through the front door, just like, and you're like,
standing in the middle of the street.
In the middle of downtown, Biltmore Avenue, just jamming.
Yeah, he's an intense motherfucker. I've seen him do some kick-ass shows, and I saw some Pedestrian. He's always good.
He was very
but
nice.
I've seen him.
He was always nice.
When we opened up for him, we were able to sell the place out on our own, so we opened up for him. So he kind of had his, he was like, had to put on a good show, and he did it was the best time I saw him out of maybe 20 times. But always good, but a couple times he would fucking really rise up there. That sounds great. When he's into it, man, he's unstoppable.
He played down at Ground Zero a few times, and it was real full.
He's got to stop that stupid acoustic thing where he drops that. Because I talked to Dusty.
Are you gonna you can't tell Dick Dale that.
I know. I said it. Well, Dusty did. I was like, it's such a letdown. He builds it up and up and up, and then all of a sudden he does the acoustic thing, and it's just like womp, and it goes on way too long. But anyway.